one of the biggest challenges when having a home gym is sometimes that you don't have enough space for equipment, or as we all know, gym equipment is very expensive. However, if you have one of these, it's probably one of the cheapest lat pull downs. Make sure it does have the seat that does this. If it doesn't, you could probably push it up against this, but we want the cables to be up high and a low one down at the bottom there. It's not adjustable. This is just a standard lat pull down machine, okay? I'm going to show you 2 ways you can use this to train legs, okay? You will need, of course, a ankle grip that can go connected to the cable, and a chair, preferably with the opening in the middle here. Now you can use a middle one and all that. Try and get one where it's a little bit higher, because you will see in this, when we do leg extensions and also as well doing hamstring curls, it's kind of important to have it a little bit higher, but it's still doable, okay? So starting off, we're going to be doing hamstring. Now you can see I've got about 20 kg here. This is more focusing on one leg at a time, okay? So we're going to put this connected around here. You're going to choose a weight where basically it is going to be heavy, but you can put your foot backwards, because you're going to see here, we're going to slip the chair in here, like this. Preferably, we're going to use this top part here as a holding position. If you don't feel safe with that, you can use in front of you. But what we're going to do is we're then going to lift this leg up a little bit here, and then we're going to use this as a way to do hamstrings. And when doing this, it's really just important just to focus at one leg at a time. We're pushing the quad up against this, so this isn't rocking forwards and back, it is in a station position. We're basically hinging at the hips and leaning a little bit forward, and we're just focusing on doing these kickbacks. Okay? It's nice. It's important that the chair has a backing as well. As you can see, the chair's nice and snug in there as well, connected to that. So we can do this for both legs. So from the point A position, starting here with the leg extended, to the point B position. Holding it at the top is very important as well for about 2 seconds, and then a slow decline. And then it's simple as removing this, letting the resistance drop, and so on. Now, another variation we can do is, and you will probably help to have a bit of a padded or something like this. You could use foam mats. You can get them from your Kmart or Target or Big W. And what we're going to do is we're just going to tighten the strap a little bit more. We're going to, now this one's going to take a bit of effort, but we're going to push this foot a little bit forward, and then we're going to have this chair like such. Might take you a couple of tries to get this right the first go, but once you do it, you do it. It's important as well to have this down, the pad as well, because the chair's going to be probably pushed up against that pad. Next, we're just going to bring this leg out here, and we're going to hold the chair like this, and we're just going to do leg extension. Now this is going to be working with stabilizers, and it's going to be a lot harder because you're focusing on the one leg and it's not in a stuck position, but you can still feel that quad activation. If you do want to get this, if you do want to perfect this a bit more, you could find something that could harden you up a little bit more up to this position, so your leg foot isn't grazing against this, okay? But this is also another way you could do leg extensions at home, say if you don't have a leg extension machine, or you don't have that attachment at the end of a bench press or a bench where it does have that ability for you to do leg extensions. And sometimes when using that as well, because it is just weight at the front, you do lose resistance at certain points through that movement. So down at the bottom, you're not going to have as much resistance as the top. But doing this, we got resistance, the same even amount of force pushing against us for the whole movement. And that's what's important, okay? I'm going to show you another way we could do leg extensions if you do have the attachment and ways to improve on it. Okay, so let's go over here. 1 second. It's easy as this, just to remove the chair behind you, put your foot back up, loosen the resistance, simple as that, work on the other. So I've shown you how you could use a lat pull down as an ability to train the legs, but sometimes a lot of people have this attachment at the front of their bench. Now this attachment does work to some external extent, but you're going to have to modify it a bit. For one, when I got this, the stopping point here was actually longer, and this wouldn't actually stop about here, it would actually stop about here. And we weren't feeling the full stretch in the quads. And that's important when you train your quads. So what I did was I got a hacksaw, cut it there, and then put the bumper back. Now you probably noticed something as well. It's important to have the chair on a little bit of an incline as well. And another thing you've noticed is resistance bands. Why is there resistance bands? Well, if you notice when you do bring this up, it rocks a little bit left to right. This is going to keep it in a straight position, and basically when you bring it up, your legs aren't rocking sideways left to right because of this part here. It's going straight up and straight down, and it's a much more stable lift. Now, another thing you can do as well is get one of these handles here, or you can get a bit of wood from a broom or something like that. So when doing this, right, we hook this underneath, and then we're actually in a very stable position to perform this exercise. Now you kind of want your knee bone, like the joint area, in line with this point here, okay? To limit pain and everything like that. If it's a bit out, you might feel a bit of pain in your knees. But doing this, now we've got about 70 kg there, but when we go full extended up, we're probably hitting about 100 kg. But we have the resistance bands at the bottom as well. That is keeping it stable when we lift it. It's not rocking leftwards and right, bringing up that weight. It's in a nice straight position up and a straight position down. And also as well, we can feel the tension as we do the start of the lift. If we were to not have the resistance bands on, we would not feel any resistance until we probably got about there in the lift. And that means half of the exercise is voided, what is not really good. So you can use the resistance bands, tying it around there and tying it on the back point of your bench. Now I hope this does help when it comes to training legs in a home gym environment. Yes, this principle can work in the hamstring. However, it would take a long time to remodify it in between. But if you have like about 5 minutes to do that modification between the exercises, then that's perfectly fine. All you have to do is change this out to here, as well as bringing the bench a little bit lower. So you probably bring it to the point where it's kind of there, and then kind of readjust the weight, readjust the height on this, because you can through here, bringing it up and bringing it down. It might take a bit of a couple of goes to get the right position. Sometimes I always say if you've got a rest day, use that day as a day to find that right position, so then you write it down in your book, and then when you can perform the exercise on that day, where you have it properly positioned into your training regime, you can then know what angles and what positions you need to do, and it makes you work out quicker. Now, a lot of you would say, hey, Mitch, I could just go to a gym and train like that. Well, sometimes it's a lot easier for shift workers, parents, if they have a small home gym, or people who live in very rural areas away from just towns or even cities. They might not have access to a gym. So sometimes doing this works for them. So if you don't have the ability to go to a gym, but also you kind of just want to train at home, you're feeling a little bit, hey, I don't want to train around other people, then this would work for you. It's not for everyone. It's going to take some time to do the adjustments to your height and how you feel it, because we all move in different ways a little bit. But at the end of the day, these are just some ideas to help you think outside the box when it comes to making a training program or thinking of some exercises to train the muscle group that you really want. As always, keep on lifting and have a good one, okay?